Hi everyone. Today in our series on revealing more of Jesus, I'd like to share with you about openness. You see, the more you get to know the Lord, the easier it becomes to fulfill the most important commandment that exists in the Word of God. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And by loving God even more on a daily basis, you learn how to trust Him more. And the more you trust Him, the deeper your desire for communion with Him will become, and the greater you will feel the liberty to share Him, to reflect who He is to the world around you. You know, this even happens in marriage. When I think about who my husband is and all the amazing qualities he possesses, I have a greater desire to spend more time with him. And I have a greater desire to talk about him to all of my friends. Think about how much this is true in your relationship with the Lord. And the more we commune with the Lord, the more people around us will be able to detect His presence. The more we will be able to be the echo of His voice in our situation. The more you dwell in the love of God, the more you receive from Him and therefore transfer to others His passion, His power, and also His purity. Those three things, passion, power, and purity, reveal who Jesus is. Now here's the thing. When we talk about loving God, we're also suggesting that to love someone is to trust someone. And obedience to the Lord does require our trust. However, trust only comes from openness. When your heart is in that place of freedom where it can pursue truly knowing someone and genuinely loving that person and being willing to do whatever they desire. Unfortunately, there are two things that hinder our openness to the Lord, that hinder our trust in Him. One is past betrayals, disappointments, hurts, suffering caused by other people that cause us to close up on the inside. It's a reaction, it's a human reaction, but the good news is that the Lord has come to point out the lies that have fed those disappointments and those betrayals and continued the suffering, and thereby evacuate them and restore your soul. So that'll bring you to the place of openness, where you can be far more open to the Lord Himself and to those around you. The second thing is related to self-sufficiency, and that comes from being prideful, rebellious, or that can even come from being religious. You know, because sometimes it's easier, it's more comfortable to imitate sincerity, say the right words, do the right things, use the Christian vocabulary that we've become so familiar with, rather than expressing our hearts freely and openly. So in other words, to better reveal Jesus, who He is, what He is saying to this lost and dying planet, we want to learn how to unveil His heart, and in doing so, we open up our heart to His even more. For example, we know that God is slow to anger, but swift to show mercy. When our hearts are open, we are delivered from an angry reaction and more able to reveal His mercy, even to those who don't deserve it. You and I, we never deserve the mercy of God. But as we open our hearts to Him, we become more open to the people around us. When that heart opens up, it's like the gates are open and Jesus on the inside of you can come and speak to those around you, reveal Himself to those around you, even the ones with the hardest hearts, even the ones who have grown cold. So let me challenge you this week. I invite you to find at least one person and to be very intentional, very deliberate about opening up your life just a little bit more to that person. Because as you do, that will help Jesus come out and express Himself and hopefully touch that person's life in a way that he has never known before. Let me know what happens when you do that. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And on that note, I say to everyone, see you next week.